In this video, I am going to share with you 20 tips that will help you with copywriting. Okay, so we are at my desk now. We are going to go through 20 tips. Each tip has a slide, and this is the structure that I am going to explain all of the tips through. So there will be the tips name and a meh, okay, or not that great example first. And then I'm going to show you the improved version of the same example. And we're going to discuss the reason why it's a good idea to implement this tip. Let's get started. The first tip is keep it simple. For example, the color of the clickable button is blue. Instead, you should write the button is blue because a good sentence uses simple language that is easy to understand. Next one, I would suggest to use active voice. For example, instead of your account has been deleted by our system, you should say we deleted your account. And we gotta use active voice because it's direct and easy to understand, which also improves clarity. Next one, avoid any jargon, however you pronounce it. For example, the JSON file was corrupted. You should say there was a problem with the file because not all users will understand technical terms. It's best to keep the language clear and simple. Next tip, be concise. In order to proceed with the process, you are required to press the button marked as continue. It's very wordy, so you should just say press continue to proceed. The shorter and to the point sentences reduce cognitive load and increase understanding, and that's what we want. Next one, use personal language. Instead of users should update their profiles, you should say update your profile. The reason is speaking directly to the user creates a more engaging and personal experience. The next one, align with the brand tone. For example, if you are writing copy for a professional business application and you say, hey there, wanna see your account details? That's not that professional, right? So instead, you should say, view your account details. The reason is the writing should match the brand's tone to provide a consistent user experience. On to the next one. Provide clear error messages. So instead of error 404, we've all seen it, we cannot find the page you're looking for. You should say that. Clear error messages help users understand what went wrong and what they can do next. And the best, if you can, just add an example. For example, did you mean XYZ page? Next one, use positive language. Instead of, don't forget to save your work, you should say, remember to save your work. The reason is positive language is more engaging and user-friendly. Then next, avoid double negatives. Instead of, do not uncheck this box if you don't want to avoid unsubscribing. Then you should say, check this box to keep your subscription. The reason is double negatives can confuse users, making it harder to understand the action. By the way, please do subscribe. Next one, prioritize readability. Save changes or using all capital letters for the same thing, save all changes, you should just say save changes. So proper spacing and proper capitalization improve readability and comprehension. So you gotta be aware of that. The next one, give clear instructions. So instead of saying, go ahead, you should say, click next to continue so that it's clear. Specific instructions help guide the user's actions. This is the reason why you should use it. The next one, use numerals for numbers. For example, saying your package will arrive in 2 days. You can say the same thing, but instead of 2 written word, just use the number. Your package will arrive in 2 days. Because numerals stand out better and are easier to scan than spelled out numbers. And also think about non-native speakers who might use the product. Next one, use verbs to start action button labels. So instead of agreement acceptance, it's very clunky, you should say accept agreement because action words at the beginning of the button labels make it clear what will happen when the user clicks. Then the next one, use descriptive link text. Instead of saying click here, you should say learn more about our privacy policy and ideally underline privacy policy. Don't just use a color. Descriptive link text improves accessibility and helps set appropriate expectations about what users will find when they click. Next one, write for your audience. For example, if you are writing copy for a children's app, Instead of saying, please submit your query, then you should say, ask us anything. Knowing your audience helps you write in a way that best communicates with them. Next one, use consistent terminology. Using cart, basket, and bag interchangeably on an e-commerce site is not a great idea. So instead, consistently using cart throughout the site is a better idea. The reason is consistent terminology enhances clarity and prevents confusion. Next one, explain acronyms and abbreviations. So instead, our CDN improves site performance. We should say our content delivery network, CDN in parentheses, improves site performance. The reason is not all users will be familiar with specific acronyms and abbreviations, so it's best to explain them. Next one, provide context for data. Instead of saying you've earned 1,500 points, you should say you've earned 1,500 points enough for a $15 voucher. The reason is providing context helps users understand the relevance or value of the information. So why this is important to them. Next one, communicate timeframes accurately. For example, instead of we'll get back to you soon, you should say we'll respond within 24 hours. The reason is providing specific timeframes sets realistic expectations for the user. Next one, use simple verb tense. Instead of the money has been sent, you should just say money sent. Using simple verb tense, for example, past simple, like what we see in the example, makes sentences easier to comprehend. And the last one, well, it is somewhat related to UX writing. So this is my final tip. Test your content. Test your UX writing. Instead of saying continue with the task, perhaps after usability testing, you may find that keep going performs better, because testing different phrases helps identify which best drives user engagement. And this is the end of our tips. I hope you will implement them and you will enjoy writing. Thank you for joining me today. I really hope you find this video helpful. And if you find it helpful, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. Thanks for watching and see you next time.